Hi, I'm Megan with Sincere Shipping, and today I want to diverge a little bit from the general trajectory in that we've been talking a lot about U.S. customs regulations and guidelines, and today I actually want to talk about Nigerian customs. There was some news on the Maersk website this morning that Nigeria is abolishing their CTN requirement, and I thought this was very intriguing. So in the afternoon, I decided to do a little more research, and what I found was interesting, so I thought I'd share it with you guys. To start with, I want to just go over the origin of the CTN system and how it worked for those of you who aren't familiar with the whole process. The CTN was created in December 2009. The Nigerian federal government created this system and said that they wanted to use it to enhance cargo security and safety. The actual implementation of the system began in January 2010, where basically any cargo with Nigeria as the final destination and any cargo leaving Nigeria as an export had to have a cargo tracking note and the cargo tracking note number, CTN number, and that CTN number had to be on the bill of lading. Now, what was immediately very interesting about this is that only one company was authorized by the Nigerian government to issue these CTNs, and that company was called Transport and Ports Management Ltd. Now, just like you and I would say, well, that doesn't sound right, the Nigerian shipping community was pretty upset about it too. A lot of them were calling it a fraud from the beginning and generally did not like it at all. Other than the CTN system, the Nigerian port has always been kind of crazy. In fact, I have a list here of the agencies that were at the port claiming to do one thing or another, and there were about 16 of them. The list I have here says Nigeria Customs Service, Nigerian Ports Authority, Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, Nigeria Police Force, Standards Organization of Nigeria, National Drug Law and Enforcement Agency, State Security Service, National Agency for Foods and Drugs Administration and Control, Directorate of National Intelligence, Animal Quarantine, Plant Quarantine, among others. And it was just kind of a big mess. Actually, the World Bank even reported that cumbersome and expensive cargo clearance process in Nigeria made it one of the most expensive places in the world to do business. It's really not surprising when you looked at the cost of the CTNs. And of course, they're going to incur more cost at destination. So, let me get this girl's name. Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala. She said recently that as part of her transformation agenda, she wanted to get rid of all of this corruption and such that had really stifled Nigeria's ports for so long, which they have done. They did issue an executive order essentially abolishing this whole system, and now they've said also it's to streamline everything and create efficiency, or more efficient process. Of course, they're not going to come out and say their whole government's corrupt, but they did come out and abolish it. But what's interesting, and has been pointed out by some Nigerian companies, is that this is not the first time they've said they're going to do that. It's not the first time. It is the first time they've abolished the CTN, but it's not the first time they've come out and said, we're going to get rid of the corruption, we're going to fix all of the sports problems. So really, people are just waiting to see if they're actually going to go through with it. And right now, the Nigerian shipping community is saying essentially three things in response to this whole situation. First, abolishing it isn't enough, and streamlining it isn't enough. What we need is, I've heard it termed a one-stop shop. That we need integrated and clear communication among all lines. Instead of one agency here and one agency here and 15 agencies over there, we need a more integrated system. And I think that's a fantastic idea that I wish we could implement even in America and a lot of our government organizations. I think, a reduced number of departments and a reduced number of agencies would definitely help. So if Nigeria could do that, that would be great for Nigeria. Now on the other side, they also want to see all of this money that's been acquired through the CTNs accounted for, and then they want that money to go into infrastructure development. And I don't think that's actually going to happen, but it will be interesting to see what the Nigerian government does. Are they really going to go through with this and not require CTNs anymore? Or in a month, are we going to see CTNs pop back up? I think it's definitely something to watch out for and watch developments. Maybe Nigeria is going to open up a lot more. Right now, I saw recently that the cost of products in Nigeria is like 50% of it, I believe, was the number I heard. That is just logistics cost built into the price of a product. So I think it's really going to benefit the people of Nigeria if we get these costs down. And I think also, of course, just in general trade terms, people being able to export to Nigeria will be, it's gonna help because people are going to buy more products. I think just the whole logistics system might see a change if we can get these CTNs taken care of, and not just the CTNs, but Nigeria's ports in general. If we can get the whole thing cleaned up, I definitely look forward to international trade seeing some changes and some improvements. All right, if you have any questions, let me know, although I don't think people are going to have us any questions for me about Nigeria customs as maybe about the titles and bills of lading. But anyway, if you have any comments, just send them over. Thanks.